title of the book of Ruth comes from its main character, Ruth, who was a Moabite woman. Before addressing the canonical position of the book of Ruth, let's figure out the historical background of this book. The book of Ruth begins with the statement, "In the days when the judges ruled." The setting of Ruth's story is the time of Judges, in which anarchy prevailed in the land, as a few texts points out. In those days, there was no king in Israel. It was also a period of relativism and religious apostasy, as Judges 17 verse 6, 21 verse 25 state. All the people did what was right in their own eyes. This is the historical backdrop behind the story of Ruth. Then let's take a look at the place of Ruth in the Jewish Canaan. In the Hebrew Bible, the book of Ruth appears as the fourth book in the writings after Psalms, Job, and Proverbs. It is one of the 5 Megillot, that is scrolls, which include the Song of Songs, the book of Ruth, the book of Ecclesiastes, and the book of Lamentations, and the book of Esther. The 5 Megillot are used liturgically, and they are read at the major Jewish festivals. The Song of Songs is read during the Passover. The book of Ruth is read during the Feast of Weeks, which is also known as Pentecost. The book of Ecclesiastes is read during the Feast of Tabernacles. Passover, Feast of Weeks, and Feast of Tabernacles are the 3 pilgrimage festivals. The book of Lamentations is read on the night of the 9th of Ab to commemorate the destruction of the temple. Finally, the book of Esther is read on Purim to commemorate God's deliverance of exilic Jews in Persia from ethnic cleansing. Then what about the place of Ruth in Christian Canaan? Following the canonical order of Septuagint, that is LXX, Ruth is placed between Judges and Samuel in the Christian Bibles. The book of Ruth provides a refreshing and striking contrast to the repeatedly negative message about conditions in Israel during the time of Judges. The book's placement immediately after the book of Judges in the Christian Canaan, and the opening verse, "In the days when the judges ruled," highlight the differences between the faithful lives of the simple people. They are Naomi, Ruth, and Boaz, compared to the religious and moral corruption of the characters in Judges. During a period when many people did what was right in their own eyes, there were at least 3 who did what was right in God's eyes. Strikingly, Ruth is an example par excellence of a foreigner who came to embrace Israel's God through contact with Israelites. The book's juxtaposition to the book of Judges serves as an irony that the outsider Ruth is doing a better job than the insider Israelites in showing her faithfulness to God and to each other. And the book of Ruth goes on to tell the origin of King David through the marriage of Ruth and Boaz. The concern with David in the concluding genealogy shows the book's interest in this great king and the institution of the monarchy itself. Being placed immediately after the book of Ruth, the books of Samuel then relate how David became king in Israel. So in Christian Bibles, Ruth provides an important link in the larger story of the transition from judges to kings in Israel. In fact, Ruth plays a part in God's redemption plan, and the ripples of her faithfulness to God spread far beyond King David. On the one hand, Ruth indeed blessed Abraham's descendants. And on the other hand, Ruth illustrates the principle in Genesis chapter 12, verses 2 to 3. The Gentile people will be blessed through their contact with Abraham's descendants and their God. Ruth was an ancestor of David. Along with Tamar, Rahab, and Bathsheba, she was one of the 4 women included in the line of Jesus. It was through her faithfulness to God that God provided the Messiah for the world.